evening, everyone. Let me know how the audio is, and let me know how you are. I hope everybody's doing really good right now. And welcome back to another concept stream, another sketch stream, another hang out and just kind of do art stream, you know? If you're new to my segments of this channel, I'm Ashley, and I basically just take spheres and I kind of just mash it around into a whole bunch of different shapes, sizes, and what have you, and try and figure out some kind of a concept based on like all of the chaos that I make out of the clay. Essentially, it's a lot of fun. It's not for a final project. I just want to make that one clear, like I do normally in most of my streams. It's sort of just a just go at it. Just have fun. Just have an exercise where you just let yourself go. You're not like, hyper focused on references or anything. You're just really like, you're just having fun, just playing around with the clay and seeing what kind of cool shapes that you can get and what kind of monsters and things you can create that are based on your imagination. Hey, Fire. Hey, Gabe. Yeah, and to everybody, I'm doing great. I am doing great, and I hope you are too. And yeah, we're just gonna get started. I don't really have a whole big spiel like I normally do. We're just gonna grab a sphere. So actually, like this one right here was what we did last stream, which was on the Starting Soon page. It really, like, we're just taking a sphere and figuring it out as we go. It isn't really based on, like, we're not coming into this with an idea or anything like that. We're just sitting down and we're sculpting, and that's a lot of fun to do. And if you want to join me, you can. Pixelogic does offer free trials for ZBrush if you haven't tried it yet. And if you do have it and you don't really know what you're going to be doing with your evening, or you're working or something like that, this is like a good like background thing to have. I normally have things in the background while I'm working, just because it helps me stay focused. Hey, Frank. Hey, Head. How are you guys doing? Alright, so first things first is I'm going to make this guy a little bit tinier so I can work with dynamic initially. I'm going to run you guys through, normally I don't do this, but I'm going to run you guys through my my brushes that are all set to 1 through 0, and I'm doing this because I've gotten a lot of requests recently about, like, what brushes are important for beginners and things like that. Really, what you want to be using are things like clay buildup is a really good one. I mean, a lot of people use standard. The standard brush is really good. I prefer using clay buildup because it suits my style as an artist. That is something that you're going to find out as well as you're sculpting, is what tools fit your, I guess, sculpting style best. What works best for you, what feels best for you. So for me, I believe that clay buildup works great. Damien Standard is fantastic. H Polish works as well. This one I use a lot for more hard surface stuff, or things that are like, like horns, or basically anything that I need to like make a flat surface. Snake hook I use in place of the move brush. My reasoning for that is because I like to do things very quickly, and so using the snake hook brush is actually a lot faster for me to use than the move brush. I'll demonstrate it right here, right? So it's messy, right? When you pull out from the clay, right? Like, it looks messy, but you can just kind of like, you can keep going. You can get these artifacts, right? And normally people don't want this, but in this particular situation, it actually works really well. Whereas the difference between the two, like, let's say you grab the move tool, you can't really do that, right? It's like, this is what you're getting. So it's not as fast, It still works wonderfully and better in most situations, but I have grown accustomed to the snake hook tool, so that's what I use for my moving. I use the inflate brush. I use the pinch brush. I use, this one is downloaded. It's called the Mech A brush, and these ones I use a lot for stylization. So when I'm doing stylized stuff, I hate really saying stylized because everything I do is stylized, but more like cartoony, things with like very defined planes. Then I will use the pinch and Mech brush interchangeably. And then the /2 brush I use for a lot of like really quick, messy details. Like for when I'm working on my concepts, I just kind of use the /2 brush. And the /2 brush you can actually get from the Lightbox menu in here. So if you were to go into the brush palette, there's like all of these extra brushes that you might not be aware of that are actually a part of ZBrush. So you should, if you're wanting to play around with things and see how different brushes work with each other, you should definitely check out the brush palette here and just see how these things interact. But ultimately, when you're starting out and you're trying to get a feel for what the program is like, I would definitely say your big ones are Damien Standard, the Move brush, not Snake Hook, but the Move brush. You can try Snake Hook, but I think that when you're first starting out, the Move brush would be better for you. The Standard brush, but you can try Clay Buildup. That might work better for you, but when you're first starting out, the Standard brush might be best. The Inflate brush is another one as well. And yeah, I think those are the really big ones. H polish as well, but I think you can get away with not using that if you really want to get used to the sculpting in ZBrush. You should probably do Standard, Damien Standard, Inflate. Oh my gosh, H polish or an adaptive. Sorry, what was the? I use H polish because it's very like planar, but there's another one. I keep forgetting the name of it, which I use occasionally as well. I'm just like it's off of my brain right now. Okay. Wow. I am really spacing right now. Anyways, dynamic. Yeah, there we go. Hey Joey, how do you spell Makut? Here, it's right here. Makut. Trim dynamic. Thank you. Yes, it helped me out. Oh, did that not go through? Let me try it again. No. How do you spell my? Okay, you're on here. I don't know why that wasn't going through. Trim dynamic, yeah. Smooth brush, yes, you can. So with the smooth brush too, you're gonna see that there's actually a different function for the smooth brush. So if you're using your smooth brush, you hold down this and then you hold down shift and it will smooth as like the actual algorithm for the smooth brush, like the way that's normally supposed to work. But if you click, hold, and then release smooth, then it will actually, okay, you can't really see that, but it will actually just kind of slide the polygons along the surface and it will smooth out the topology while trying to maintain the way that the form looks. So like, let's say I just kind of like really like, I don't know, I'll take the pinch brush here. Take the pinch brush, and pinch this together, and then if I do this, you see it tries to maintain the sphere and then smooth it out. Whereas if I were to just smooth this, it starts to wobble in, right? Like it's just literally smoothing the clay. Whereas the other way, it tries to maintain the form, right? So there's two functions of the smooth brush, and you can also vary the strength of the smooth brush as well in your brush menu. If you go down to smooth brush modifiers, you can play around with these things as well. But yeah, that's just that's more of like, that's not really like beginner stuff. That's more of like, once you get the feel for it, you can start playing around with those things. But hopefully good tips. All right, so we're gonna get started here. If you have any questions as I'm going, please feel free to ask me. This is just like a for funsies thing. This is not like something, just disclaimer once more, this is not something that I'm going to be using in like a final project or anything like that. It's quite simply just to have fun. You could use it in like illustration if you wanted to send it to Keisha and then comp over it and things like that. But I would not use this for like even a base for retopology. It would need a lot more cleaning for things like that. It is purely just concept, like getting it done really, really fast. What do you recommend to improve sculptures, like sketches, or focus on one project? I feel like having a mixture of everything is really important. So while you're working on your, your one main project, right? If you're working on one project, that's good, but also keep in mind the I guess the skill, what's it called? Basically when you start learning something, like the learning curve, your learning curve is going to ramp up very, very quickly. So if you start a new project, when you're first starting to learn a program, you're first starting to get into 3D, you're going to find quickly that your skills are improving faster than, your project can keep up with. And so I feel like when you're first starting out, it's very important to kind of find very simple things to work on. So if you wanted like one project to work on, then you should maybe do something like a prop and take it through the entire pipeline of 3D, right? From concept all the way to textured and rendered, right? Like take it through the entire pipeline just so that you know everything, and you kind of like get onto the top of the ramp of your learning curve, before you start everything else. That way you're not defeating yourself, right? Because every time you learn something new, you're going to look back at your old work that really isn't that old. It's because you're learning so quickly. You're going to look back at it and it's going to be like, oh, I got to restart this. Oh, I got to restart this. Oh, I got to restart this. So I think that is incredibly, incredibly important. So just kind of grab something small that you can do and focus on taking that through the entire pipeline. And then once you've done that, maybe if you're trying to be a character artist, focus on doing like a bunch of anatomy studies, right? Like that's really important. And as your skill goes up, then I would say you can start focusing on more complex projects. But I think starting off, it's really important not to bite off more than you can chew, because you're going to defeat yourself before you've even really gotten started. Because I know that it's really easy once you get into ZBrush, you're gonna notice, you're gonna start playing around with the clay and you're gonna be like, wow, I can't believe I created that. That's amazing. You're gonna be really proud of yourself on the first couple of sculpts that you do, but that's because you don't have the perception yet to see that your skill level needs to go up. But it's a motivational thing, right? You see how great you can be just very quickly, and it inspires you to be like, oh, well, now I'm gonna just make a whole game by myself, or I'm gonna make a full character, realism, everything. And there's a lot more to it, and I feel like before you just say to yourself, I'm gonna do that, when you first jump into ZBrush, it's best to try and do something simple first, even if you think that you're blowing it out of the water. Because I know that when I first started, I was like, whoa, this is so easy compared to drawing, oh my gosh. But I was really wrong, but I was just blown away at how fast I could make something 3D appear. But there's a lot more to it, right? Where's Doggo? He is in the bedroom because this room is very hot while I stream, and I can't have the window open with him in here because he's very, very reactive today. Also, hi Elaine, how are you? Hey, Bray. Eye contact. It's hard for me to maintain eye contact because I have to keep reminding myself to like look at the webcam specifically, and like talking to like a little black box is very weird. So I try and like think of more like I'm talking on the phone with people. Help on how to approach create leaf of plants. Which primitive should I start with? Having a hard time getting the right forms and thickness. So that really depends on what kind of a leaf that you're doing. Pablo, who also streams here on the Pixelogic channel, has a lot of really good references for that kind of stuff, a lot of good material for leaves and feathers, because you can do the kind of a similar thing when it comes to leaves and feathers. You can approach it a similar way. So I would say definitely check him out. But when it comes to, you know, starting with a leaf, starting with whatever primitive, I guess it doesn't really matter, because you should be like, if you're going to sculpt it, you should have like a bunch of reference. So if you're going to sculpt it, you can start with whatever primitive you want. Like let's say it was like, you know, a cylinder, and then you just kind of like flattened it out and just sort of made it taller, right? And you flattened it again, you can do that. And then, you know, you can have your, I have symmetry on the wrong axis. Whoops, again. And then you can literally just like, you know, start kind of sculpting it like that, right? And then once you have like your leaf shape kind of according to whatever it is that you're looking at, then you can start to retop on top of it, and or even just like dynamesh this and make them better, right? But like it's essentially that is whatever you're sculpting on, you're sculpting it, so it doesn't really matter what primitive you start with. You could do it on a plane if you wanted to, and then extrude it so that it has the same, like you have a dictated thickness if you want. But yeah. Hi, Omar. Hey, Cedric. Can I sculpt hard surface like armor straight onto a character? You can, nothing says you can't, but when it comes to hard surface armor, it might be in your best interest to have separate subtools so that you can control the cleanliness of it, and it will be easier for you to retopologize it later on, because if everything is just kind of like one subtool, it becomes really messy, and then you're doing a lot more modeling work later on than just retopology. So when I say that, is like retopology, you're gonna take this and you're gonna draw on the quads onto what is already there. Modeling would be, you'd have to quite literally, you know, retopologize on one part, and then you'd have to model the rest of it that you don't see, essentially. Which might take a lot more time, and then, you know, it might end up looking different than your concept afterwards as well. It might look different than your sculpt. So in your best bet, it is in your best interest to make your armor parts separate subtools. Okay, anyways, let's do... Actually, Do I create alphas in ZBrush? I don't actually, but I know a lot of people that do. And I think other people on this channel might have demonstrated that before. Actually, I feel like one of like maybe the devs or Michael Pavlovich might have done it at some point. So yeah, like I said at the beginning of this is gonna be very, very messy until it's not. It's just sort of the way that I like to work, really freehand. And I end up using a lot of this, a lot of this sort of artifacting that's happening to my advantage later. I do not speak Spanish. No, sorry. There's other streamers on this channel that do though. Anna, Carolina, Pablo, Jose. Do I use alphas when sculpting? How do you make them if you don't use ZBrush? A lot of my alphas I just use from stuff that I find online if I need to, because I'm going to be sculpting on top of it anyways. If it's something that I need like really like high def, then there have been occasions where I have made alphas from images, and I do that in Photoshop, but that's like a whole other thing. If you want like a quick fix, is you could always import a texture here, and then when you have the texture here like selected, you could always make alpha, right? And that's not going to be a perfect alpha, it's just going to basically turn it into grayscale. But if you want it to be more specific, like a very clean alpha, then you would do it in Photoshop. But I feel like that kind of a thing just like it gets the job done. for sketchy concept-y things anyways. What am I drinking? I'm drinking tea. Kills and wings. Yeah, I was thinking a little on the seahorse side, you know? Let's grab... Ugh. Do I have a concept? Nope. Nope, that's the whole idea, is just like we're concepting in 3D. Just having fun. Oops. Actually thinking this. Take that. just kind of figuring out some sort of rib cagey thing here. Wondering if you followed your streams that did concept, am I allowed to share it as my own, or is it considered plagiarism? So if you're following along and doing the same concept that I'm doing, as long as you say it's like, you know, it's a study based on the work that I have done, then that's okay. Like, as long as you're giving credit, then that's okay. If you're saying that it is like 100% yours, your idea and everything, then that's not okay. But if you were to say, like, this is my work while I was following the stream, that's completely fine. Do you ever find yourself getting super focused on one area, then have to try and focus yourself to get back to making even passes? I think I used to be like that a lot. Occasionally it might happen, but I think because of how much I sculpt now, that's not really as much of a problem. Is like I find that if you're zoomed out a lot, if you keep telling yourself to just kind of keep like zooming out and looking at the overall shape of what you're doing, it will help a lot with that problem. Because I don't enjoy that problem either. I never enjoyed that, because you're super zoomed into something and you think it's going really well, and then you zoom out and you're like, oh man, everything looks like garbage. So it's important to be going in and out. Wondering if like maybe this is like some kind of a mermaid. Mermaid, like, we'll do a monster version of Ariel in light of the new Disney movie. Okay, actually kind of like that idea. All right, we're gonna do like a creature version of Ariel. Then we're gonna make creature Ariel. So not human at all. Because I'm here to have fun, man. I'm like so tired. You could probably tell. You guys are always able to tell when I'm like super tired. The little horse maid. Oh. Oh, my arms are dead. I did a whole bunch of lifting at the gym the other day. You wouldn't believe it, but I lift. My arms don't prove that at all. They haven't changed size at all. I was just talking to my friend about that today. It really bothers me. My arms will forever look like noodles no matter how much I lift. Hey Doom, how are you? Alright, wait, hold on. Let me see here. I guess it's only right to have a picture of Ariel up. For once we're actually going not like Ariel on just as like her mermaid self, but just like what the scene where she's on the rock. What is that? The Rock? That famous splash scene. Oh, I saw this really funny, really funny post where it's like all the Disney princesses doing their Disney princess thing, but like with realistic faces. So it was just like Ariel was sitting on a rock, kind of like just doing this, and the splash comes, and she's like, eh! Instead of all like pretty and like just like actually being hit by water. I love it. The Cintiq 13 HD Pro for ZBrush. The Cintiq for the 13 HD Pro. I don't think that's necessary. I feel like when you get a Cintiq, it's nice because you feel a lot more immersed in your the work that you do. You get bored a lot less quickly. But for the size of the screen, the 13 HD, I would go for the 21 HD if you're really. That's just me personally. If you have the money, the 21 HD is like, you know, you're like, but if you're doing ZBrush work, I feel like, you know, a Wacom Intuos Pro like this works just fine. Like, you don't need a Cintiq to do ZBrush work. I feel like you need a Cintiq to do painting if you want to be really fast at painting. You can still do the same kinds of things in Photoshop that you can, you know, with a Cintiq that you can with a Wacom, but I feel like it just takes a lot longer on the drawing pad rather than the screen. But with ZBrush, I don't feel like there's that much of a discrepancy because I have used both. So if you're thinking about getting a 13 HD specifically for ZBrush, you could probably save your money and get a drawing pad and just get used to it. But yeah. Ew, that's so awful, Andrew. What the hell? Okay. Chat is super quiet tonight. It's nice. It's awesome. We're just chilling. Also, let me know if my voice is too loud or if the music is too loud. Yeah, I think the Intuos is also better for your back because you're not hunched, you know, your neck isn't doing this. You're straight up looking at your screen. Sorry. Lifting the wrong type of thing. Maybe you're lifting Monty. Oh my god. No, I'm actually like, no, I do chest press and things like that, but you know, it's not doing anything. I've been doing them for a while. It doesn't do anything. My arms are still like literal noodles. Whatever. I'm gonna forever be a noodle person. I've been pretty proud of my running lately, though. Does anybody else here run? I feel like that's, like, physical activity is incredibly important for all of us artists. Even though you don't want to say it is so. Please, Cubed, say it ain't so. No, it's so. It's very important. Might not seem it when you first start working in 3D, but sitting at your desk for that long, the older you get, the more you're gonna notice it. You run every day, 3 times a week, and run twice a day, 5 days a week. That's twice a day. You run twice a day. Oh, my shins would splint so hard. 2 miles thrice a week. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's really good. I mean, like, I'm not like amazing at running because I have knee problems, but my time has gotten a lot better than it used to be. Like, I can do a 3K without stopping now. 3 kilometers, like, we go in kilometers. So I can do a 3K without stopping now. In less than 20 minutes, so that's nice. Like, barely under 20 minutes, but I still count it as under 20, so. I don't know. That was exciting for me when I hit that. All you guys over here are just like super beefy, like, you know, I could do like triathlons that are 100K. Like, I'm like, I finally did a 3K. Oh my god. Alright, what am I doing with this? Let's see. Let's do... Grab this guy. Actually, we'll grab all of it. Yeah, I'm gonna actually, whoops. I'm gonna grab all of this, do this, and then grab all of that. Do that. I know this doesn't make sense right now. It will. It will. Trust. Trust. What if you did an inverted mermaid, fish above the waist, human below? Ew, I hate that. I hate that. Oh, that would look so stupid. Like, oh my god, I want to do it just for the lulz. I'm so distracted today. We probably won't even get a good concept done today, but like, just for the lulz. Let's do... Freaking hell. Hey Bacon, how you doing? I'm doing the dumbest thing right now. I hate myself so much. We have to do the female legs, though. Wait. There we go. Ariel's looking real good. Okay, okay, I need to stop. I need to get back to my other one. the morning after the wedding night, oh no. 10-kilometer run, One Punch Man. Yo, I honestly, I want to be able to run a 10K. I just feel like I would die. 27K. How do you deal, man? Oh my god, I didn't see that one, Reaper. I didn't see that. Your good work doing the thing? Nice. Enjoy your work thing, Bacon. Enjoy it, if you can. It's Ariel. Alright, okay. It's good to see you in here though, Bacon. Oh my god. Ariel has changed a lot. Yeah, no, yeah, I know. We're on the official Pixelogic channel. I can only push this so far, you know? You feel? Feel like we gotta still be respectful. So a butt is what we get. Fish legs fully rendered. Dude, it's so bad. I just had to. I think I'm notorious for making a fool of myself on stream, honestly. On a daily basis. It's like, hey guys. Well, no, I'm not on a daily basis, but it used to be. Look at how bad I can be at sculpting. I just don't care anymore. Alright, and then here we're gonna probably grab some cubes. Wow, so on brand. We're so on brand. Ugh. Oops, what did I just do? See intensity? No thanks. Let's grab this guy, pull it out more so that we can have more of this. Hooves in a mane? We will see. I actually do think we might be going with the more of like a hair thing. I'm gonna split this off. Do a quick saverinos because we have not saved this yet. And is this? There we go. What is happening with that? It's bizarre. There we go. Switching between the... Let's see. The aerial rock monster. What's up, Raven? Stuff. Things. Just stuff and things. Thank you, Ryan. Just got all the wubs right now. Currently I'm using neither. I'm not using Dynamesh or Sub-D. But I will be using Dynamesh. We need this to be chunkier. And these guys. And these will be sort of big blocks. Yes, I do. Here, hold on, let me get you. I did a thing where if you go onto my art station, here, I'll show it here. This one I did with like a bunch of the sculpts from the streams. I kind of like did a whole bunch of renders up until stream 82, which I know we're like a couple of streams past that now, but these are like a whole bunch of the sculpts from previous streams that I just kind of like dumped all together on this one. On my art station, there's like other stuff as well that you can see if you want. But yeah, here's the URL is artstation.com/a_cubed. Fortunately, I can't copy and paste this though. I don't know why. Like, let me try it again. Yeah, it's not letting me. It's not going through. Let me try it. Just a single thing. It won't go through. So weird. Restream's being all weird for me. But yeah, feel free to check that out. I'll type it, maybe. No, I can't. Ugh. Hold on, let me... Maybe I can just get you some links. Here. Here you go. Sorry. I don't know. Usually I can just kind of like dump it in Restream and it kind of pumps it out to all of them, but it's not doing that this time. So enjoy that. Hopefully that's good. All right. Actually, preferred that when it was more like. Okay, I'm gonna come on, just like now. I'll do that later. I will dynamesh this guy. Might be too big for 128. Let's see. Maybe a little on the big side. Hold on, let me solo this out. I think I will grab. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, normally I can do this, but because people are watching me. Because people are watching me. There we go. Probably grab all of this. Split it. Close. Mirror and weld. And then we can dynamesh this guy at like 80. There we go. No, I don't use Mac. I have a custom built PC, which I will be upgrading soon. Trying to weigh my options between Intel i9 990 999 and a new Ryzen. For the CPU. And I am honestly torn. Using a platform I make care, pose for scene. Yeah, I was making a joke, like it's gonna be monster Ariel. Creature Ariel. In light of the Disney stuff. The new My Little Mermaid. I was gonna say My Little Mermaid, like My Little Pony. Hi Alice, how you doing? How's it going? Have I ever tried animation? Just asking. Yeah, I have a bachelor's of animation actually. Ryzen all the way. That's what everybody's saying, but I feel like there are still some benefits to Intel, specifically reliability. But we will see. I don't know. I'm still waiting. All the benchmarks for rendering obviously have been, well, traditional rendering have been coming in, like ray tracing and things like that have been coming in way better for the Ryzen, but I don't know. You might be able to swap in a new CPU. Ooh, sweet. Awesome. Better now than watching you. Aw. So low energy, though. We're so low energy over here. Here, like I made something just for you. This is for you, Alice. Just for you. Hi Bean, how are you? It's been a while. My makeup is so smeared, but thank you. Appreciate it. My makeup is like, it's like dripping from sweat. I guess like in the tiny viewport, it looks awesome though. So that's all I can ask for. Sexy legs, I know. Have you ever been sexually attracted to a fish? Let me change that. Where? I honestly don't even want to make anything serious this stream. Like, I kind of want to just do fish legs. Do I have a catalog of creatures in my brain? Do I spend a lot of time looking at and studying creatures? Yeah, no, I mean, I don't have a catalog in my brain, but I do spend a lot of time looking at animals. I just like, yeah, in my spare time, I just look at animals. I like to find like weird things too, like just like really like strange species of insects, like, you know, looking for weird deep sea stuff. It's like we have aliens that live on planet Earth, which are like crazy, you know, sources of inspiration and reference for creature creation. But National Geographic is a big one for sure. And then I follow like a lot of wildlife photographers. Like I go on my Instagram, I just start scrolling. A lot of it's art, but then like a lot of it's like photography. I think a really big source of my inspiration just comes from photography and even landscape photography. Recently I've been like really into landscape photography. I don't have my phone here, do I? No. Oh man, what is that one guy? I want to share with you guys this one artist. I say artist, photographer, artist, whatever, right? Hold on. I'll get it for you. He is so cool. I think it's just like the most beautiful, absolutely beautiful photography. His name is Ruben. Here, check this out. This guy's got like some really crazy looking stuff, right? Like watch this, watch this. That's done with a drone in Antarctica. He puts a light rig on his drones, right? And then he does long exposure captures of things. And it's just, it's like, it's mind blowing. His photography is just so